Hello traders, good evening. This is a trading plan for 20th of June. I hope all of you have had a very good weekend and are rested and relaxed for the week's trading sessions. Let's have a look at where Nifty and Bank Nifty are standing and what kind of possible moves can we expect from them. Last week was an excellent trading week, especially the expiry trading session was simply wonderful, where we were able to capture this large move almost right at the highs, and then we started trailing. In fact, I still have 5% of my positional shorts still open, and we'll see how that goes. Now, coming to tomorrow's price action, when I look at Friday was a day I just took one 80 pointer scalp, but not more than that, 70, 80 pointer scalp, but not more than that, because as I always say, after a trend day in certain market contexts, you can expect a lot of chop in the market. And when it tends to happen, what happens is that a trader usually tends to give back the money they made. To avoid that, and it's simply not worth it when you make a killing on a day like Friday, and before that, on days like this, for example, on 13th of June, you need not necessarily trade where the context doesn't seem right to you. And that is exactly what volume analytics told me, that the context is not right. And during the chop on Friday, what happened was that more than the initial shots of Thursday, I'm only talking about the initial shots of Thursday. During from a larger time frame structure, the largest short positions are still deployed from 15,690 to 15,840. But from a smaller microstructure perspective, I see that more than a quite few large positions are built here from 15,290 to 15,360. If we slip below 15,260, then there is a good chance of 15,290, sorry, there is a good chance of testing previous day's low. And below that, the next reference area on a higher time frame where old buyers had come in is 14,820 to 840. This data somewhere is indicated also in the time and sales. If I see the largest contract, I use certain filters for time and sales. I see that on Friday, for example, the largest executed trade at a particular tick point executed, but need not have gone through. It could have been gone through in multiple order slices. For example, is 1100 Nifty future contracts at 15,249, and this is the area where sellers did tend to get a bit aggressive. But if we see at the far end of the day, after one, the number of large orders that went through somewhat started getting lower. So on Monday, we need to see what kind of price action we get, especially if at all we notice that for uh, even at highs, I do not day highs of 15 470 460, I do not see any large orders coming in that came in on Friday at a single price point. Large contracts like the most of the larger contracts were executed somewhere by institutions, were executed somewhere between the 15,350 to 15,250 price band. So on as of now, even this data doesn't point to anything in particular, uh, because mainly of the job, and because we did not see any kind of institutional large contract size execution at highs or extreme ends of the day, especially only to the downside. So if at all we start moving below 15 to 90, then there is a good chance we can once again gain momentum to the downside and test 15,211, 15,210, which is our Friday's low essentially. On the upside, it remains to be seen how far we go. I would even if at all we get a breakout above this zone, we break previous day's high, which is 15,427, and then steadily start to move up. I will always keep one foot out of the door, because these are the kind of market contexts where there is a good chance of intraday longs getting liquidated. Moving on to Bank Nifty, even on from a larger time frame structure, the largest sellers on a much higher time frame are present between 33,190 and 33,670. Unless this area is taken out, I will not be bullish on Bank Nifty at all. To the downside, this is an old buyers area which we had plotted last week on on Tuesday and Wednesday. Around that time, we can see that the reference is held 32,370 to 32,400, where buyers had come in on Friday. So somewhere to the downside, Bank Nifty has met its short-term target objectives. So that remains to be seen how BN moves from here. As of now, from a comparative perspective, both the indices are given the neutral signal. By neutral, I do not mean the trend, but from a comparative perspective, let's say if whether Nifty is stronger or Bank Nifty is stronger, both of them at this point of time are giving neutral or on the same level for Monday's price action. So let us see tomorrow what kind of an opening we get. Opening would play a very important role, and especially if at all we continue to move up from here, I will not look to buy this up move on an intraday basis. Let's say a couple of scalps here and there. Order flow data would be the most important, would be very paramount on a counter trend days like this, since the larger trend is still down. But instead, if we test 33 200, 33 190 on a futures level, then that is a good area to short again towards the larger direction of the markets, and also a very good location to carry on positional option shorts, for example. So that is what I am looking at. That being said, I've been receiving a lot of queries on the methods that I use for volume analytics. How exactly do I calculate these zones? How do I derive these zones? And I, as a professional trader, conduct a mentoring program where I teach these methods. Anyone who's interested to learn the methods of volume analytics on how to calculate where large players are trading on a multi time frame zone, let us say on a multi price range zone like a higher time frame intraday, and how to use that information to execute trades in live market in and out. Also from a comparative perspective, to know whether buying or selling at a particular area is more than the previous move that had occurred, which essentially helps us spot trend reversals. To get that kind of information, to learn those setups from me, you can join my upcoming mentoring program. The link to the details is given in the description below. If you found this video useful, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. That will keep us motivated to post more content. And for my live market updates, please join the Telegram channel. The link is given in the description, so that you will get access on time to my live market trades, and also updates in the shifts in the volumes, the shifts in the positions that happen real time. Thank you all, and see you tomorrow bright and sharp.